Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostle of Great Millstone that rule well and citation to elect pushing this truth. So on today's show, I want to talk about not everybody's going to understand, all right? And all these other so-called religions are all false doctrines, okay? So it's quite simple, all right? Not everybody's going to understand this doctrine, okay? Now, the way that people read the Bible, okay, you don't just read it and understand it straight from front to back, okay? You need to put precept upon precept, okay? You can't just read one thing and say, okay, that's an absolute and then done, and then you can't just do that. You have to put the pieces of the puzzle together, all right? And the way that GMS brings it out, okay, we have an answer for every single last scripture in the Bible, okay? We have an answer, all right? We have an answer for every mystery that you may ask, okay? We have an answer for everything, okay? All the other religions, okay, don't have an answer for everything. They don't have an answer for things that go on in the world. They don't have an answer for phenomena that go on in the world. We can explain certain reasons why this is that. We can explain why there's racism. We can explain why so-called black people are just more talented. Or we can explain why different leaders are ruling. We can explain all these different things. We can explain why nuclear missiles are came about. We can explain all these different things that you may have a question about. We can explain everything. We can explain why America has certain designs in terms of its Roman architecture, in terms of its pillars, okay? It's in terms of like in Washington D.C., okay, you see the columns, okay, that's a Roman design. We can explain why, why is America designed like this? We can explain why these different we can explain everything, literally, okay? So, but these other religions, okay, they can't explain these certain things. They say, they just say, it's up to God, They can explain nothing. We can explain everything, all right? So, basically, not everybody's going to be able to understand the way that GMS breaks down the scriptures, okay? Now, all these different things in terms of these different, what you would say, doctrines, all right, that other people bring out, all right, you can poke holes in everything that they say, okay? You can poke holes in everything they say, okay? The Christian church, you can poke holes in all this stuff. You have to talk about, for the Christian church, all right, you have to talk about, all right, so the Gentiles, all right? So you're telling me, all right, that the Most High now all of a sudden he cares about all the other nations, all right? So all of a sudden now he cares about all the other nations, and he wants everybody to be saved, every single last human being to be saved. But why does it talk about he's gonna destroy all the other nations? Why does it talk about that? Now the Bible doesn't have a contradiction. It doesn't contradict itself. Okay, so you need an explanation for that. They don't have an explanation. We do have an explanation. All right, so you have to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Not everyone's gonna understand that. Okay, for like Muslims, how they can't stand how that we call Yahweh Shai God in terms of he's Lord, okay? Now Yahweh Shai and the Most High are different entities, okay? But they don't like how we say that he's a son of, that Yahweh Shai is a son of God, okay? They don't like that. They just see him as a mere man, all right? Now the thing is, they say that's a bad thing, but it's really simple. Okay, so you're telling me that if Yahushua is a mere man, okay, and he didn't even die, because that's what they say, the Islam religion preaches that Yahushua didn't even die, okay? That Yahushua, he was a man, and he didn't even die, all right? So you're telling me now there's no forgiveness of sin then? And so what are you doing to be able to be accepted to the upon the Most High? What are you doing for that? All right. Now, I know you guys don't talk about the laws, okay? You guys don't talk about that. And if you do talk about it, You know you don't follow it perfectly. So you're basically sentenced to death. All right. So if you don't believe Yahushua is Lord, which it says in the scriptures that every tongue will profess this. All right. If you don't believe he's Lord and you don't believe, he came to, save the Israelites. Okay. Because only Israelites will understand, obviously, but the people that are into Islam, okay, that are Israelites, okay, if you don't believe they came for the righteous, he didn't came for that Yahushua didn't die for the Israelites. If you don't believe in that, then now you have to follow. You have nothing to stand on. All right. And for basically, you can poke holes in all these other different religions. Okay, they don't really. They can't explain they can't explain anything, all right? And then the way that we bring things out, people don't like that. Like if we bring out reincarnation, or if we bring out how you have to follow the laws, okay? But we also talk about faith too. They're like, wait a minute, you talk about faith and the law? But the scriptures talk about both, all right? The scriptures talk about faith and the law, all right? It says that we're saved through faith, but that does not mean that we just give up the law, okay? Because the law is sin, all right? So people don't understand that. People don't understand reincarnation, okay? They don't understand the basic scriptures, all right? Talk about how we, that there's nothing new under the sun. Talk about how John the Baptist, all right, is reincarnation of Elijah, okay? They don't understand these basic things, okay? And if you're reading the Bible, all right, and you don't understand these things, all right, well, the way the GMS brings it out, well, you're off, okay? You're off, all right? We can explain everything in the scriptures, okay? Now, let's get this scripture. This is Philippians chapter 1, verse 27. Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Mashiach, that whether I come and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs, that ye stand fast in one spirit, with one mind, striving together with this faith, together for the faith of the gospel. All right. Now, there's different, what you would say, Christians. There's different denominations. Okay. There's different branch offs. Okay. Aren't we supposed to be speaking the same one thing 100%? There's not supposed to be any variation. Okay. There's not supposed to be any variation. All right. There's Baptist, okay, Pentecostal, all right, Seventh-day Adventist, all right. There's all of these different branch offs. Aren't we supposed to be under one spirit, one mind, agreeing with everything? Doesn't that make sense? All right. Do you think that Yahushua, okay, when he was on the scene with all of his disciples, all right, that some of them believe a little bit different, and then this one believed a little different, and then all their believers that they had are following in the oracles of what they're preaching, they're like, okay, but that's a little different, and everyone just has a little. No, they all believe the same exact thing. So what more this time when Yahushua is coming to destroy the earth, and you need the truth, and you need to have it, you need to know 100% what to do. All right. So you're supposed to believe the same exact thing. So for people that are dwelling in these other religions, all right, that don't even agree with each other in a certain branch offs, then you're wrong. All right. For Islam, there's Shiites, Sunnis. There's different. This isn't supposed to be one religion. I mean, one basic. Is this supposed to be one doctrine, one truth? There's not supposed to be any variation. All right. This is 1 Timothy 4:1. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly, okay, that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Okay. So believing in these other doctrines, all right, is wrong. Okay. In the end times, people could be giving heed to seducing spirits. They're going to be giving heed to different ideologies. Okay, these different spirits. Okay, these different ideologies come with spirits. Okay, so people could be trying to listen to those different things. All right, they're gonna be saying, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. They're gonna be just going off. Okay, and these different doctrines. Okay, that none of them, okay, have pure truth to it. It's just BS. And if you really look deeper, okay, whoever believes in these certain doctrines, just look at their mannerism, look at how they behave. Okay, you can see that the doctrine that they take on, all right, that particular spirit they take on, all right, leads them to behave a mess, leads them to behave in a manner that's not even godly. Okay, so because like a bunch of Christians are hypocrites. Okay, talking about, okay, we're righteous this, righteous that, but then you're a bunch of whores and tricks and thoughts, and you're going to a club every single day. Basically, there's a lot of there's hypocrisy. Okay, and it says speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Okay, so the thing is, these different doctrines is just a bunch of bullshit. Okay, it's all BS. Okay, the way GMS breaks down the Bible, okay, there's an explanation for everything, and it makes 100% sense. It makes sense, but not everyone's gonna get it. They're gonna be either stunted by their emotions, okay, just because they learned the scriptures or learned religion a certain way. They think that's the way forever and ever, and they think that no one can tell them anything. So, and then the way that people are brought up, thinking that being conditioned, thinking that this is bad, thinking that that's good, thinking that that's why, they could be emotional hearing austere things of the scriptures and say, oh no, that's not the truth, that's not the truth. But you're just being conditioned. Okay, you're the one that's messed up. Okay, so there's gonna be a lot of people that don't understand. All right. This is 2 Peter 1:19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, unto the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts, knowing that first that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. All right, so when you say we have an interpretation, when you say that we're thinking, okay, you know what? I see this and I think it's that. Or I'm starting to twist it. Or I think in my heart, this is what it is. This is what my heart feels. That's not the case. We're just reading plain, basic English, all right? We're reading the scriptures, all right? Front to back, the whole entire roll, okay? The whole book. And we're piecing together certain things, all right? Because there's no contradiction, all right? If you think there's a contradiction, then why do you even believe in the scriptures, all right? People say, there's a contradiction in the Bible. Okay, then why do you believe in a book with no contradictions, all right? Why would you do that? Okay? But every so-called contradiction in the Bible, all right, we can explain it easily, all right? So there's no private interpretation of, okay, this is that. It's just plain English, and we're just putting the pieces of the puzzle together. All right, understand the whole truth of what the Most High is requiring. Okay, what He requires us to do. All right, and some people are just not gonna get it because they weren't taught it like that. They weren't taught the truth. Okay, being conditioned. Okay, not even to accept the truth, through the devil, all right, Esau, all right, but, so this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse, let's see, Salak Ak. Let me just look for scripture real quick. All right, so 24. Okay, so as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are their stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Okay, a stumbling block is something you can't understand. Okay, someone may get this concept of the scriptures, someone may get that concept of the scriptures, but then there's a concept that's a little too much for them, and then they can't get it, and then they fall. That's a stumbling block, okay? But this is plain basic to the holy. Okay, this is easy to the holy. All right? So let's get okay, so let's get one more scripture. This is Romans 11:7. What then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Okay, so everyone is looking for so-called truth. Okay, everyone thinks they have the truth. Okay, but they don't have the truth. All right. Now, the elect is going to get the truth. Okay, and then everybody else is going to be blinded. All right, everyone else is going to be into folly, BS. Everybody's going to be giving heed to other spirits and doctrines that don't fully explain itself, don't fully even explain how things are about the world. All right, doesn't even explain different phenomenons. Okay, which the Bible does. All right, so people could be in bull. Okay, not getting the truth. And the elect is going to get the truth. They're going to understand it. They're going to understand that the Bible, okay, is the word of the Most High, all right? And then they're going to understand all the different things that the Bible teaches, okay, in its correct order, broken down by only the Israelites. Only Israelites can break down the Bible, okay, because it's our book, all right? The Most High cares about us only. This is basics, all right? And you Christians and the other religions know, all right, that you already know most definitely that the Most High cares, and he only cares about the Israelites in the Old Testament, right? But the New Testament is the same thing, okay? The New Testament is just pushing the Old Testament, it's just reiterating the Old Testament, okay? You're just helping out the Old Testament, all right? It's nothing new, all right? This is nothing new. All right, the Most High doesn't all of a sudden just like Moabites. The Most High doesn't just all of a sudden like Edomites. All right, they're evil and wicked. The Most High never dealt with them. Why would He like them? They don't even sin. They're not under the law. All right, it says in scriptures that the ones that are under the new law is the ones that have been. This is roughly paraphrasing. The ones that are under the new law is the ones that have been that was under the old law. Okay, so who was under the old law? The Israelites, all right? The Most High doesn't all of a sudden care about other nations, all right? What have they done for them? He'd never known these people, all right? So stop getting emotional and just accept the truth for what it is, all right? The New Testament is just helping out the Old Testament, all right? Just pushing the Old Testament, all right? And if that's the case, then it still stands that Israel is the Most High, okay, is the Most High's beloved nation and the only nation He cares about, all right? And the only ones that can interpret the Bible, all right? The only ones that can interpret life, the only ones that understand truth of the universe, okay? So, yeah. Now, obviously, I'm not saying we can explain every single last thing that goes on, okay? We can explain every single last thing because that's the Most High. That's the Most High's, okay? The Most High knows every single last thing. But we're saying we know much, much, much more than these other people, all right? Because the Most High said the Israelites are the gods of this earth, okay? We're gods of the earth, okay? So, not everyone's going to understand it. Only Israel can understand it. It's as simple as that, all right? And all these other religions, okay, that don't even produce godly people, don't even produce people with good manner, someone honorable person, don't even produce honorable people, all right, just produce hypocrites, all right? Those people are going to fall, okay? So I hope this lesson was edifying. All right, and shalom.